welcome to Dental Chronicles. Today we're going to be talking about bleeding gums. So first we have to establish what is bleeding gums. It's a sign that there is or may be gum disease in the area where it's bleeding. And gum disease is mainly caused by plaque and bacteria. Why do your gums bleed? Firstly, we have to establish the fact that healthy gums do not bleed. No matter what you do, no matter how hard you brush it or poke it, it's not going to bleed if it's healthy. People always say, oh, my gums only bleed a little bit, oh, it only bleeds sometimes. It shouldn't be, it's not acceptable for your gums to bleed. It shouldn't be something that's happening. A lot of patients blame the clinician sometimes when they're in the dental chair and they're like, oh, my gums never used to bleed until you touched it. Really? So we just made it bleed? It doesn't work like that. Your gums are bleeding because they're inflamed and they're irritated. The reason why your gums might not be bleeding at home is you're probably not brushing the gum line enough. You're not giving the area that's inflamed enough attention for you to get the reaction out of it. And the bleeding can also come from underneath your gum. So your gum might be a little bit healthy on the surface. So when we do probe, we kind of trigger the infection. Smokers experience less bleeding than non-smokers do. So when you smoke, your veins get smaller. It's called vasoconstricting. So your veins get smaller, which means less blood gets to your gums. It kind of masks the infection, so you could still have gum disease, but you won't be able to tell as well as you would in a non-smoker. As I mentioned before, plaque and bacteria is the main cause of bleeding gums. When plaque is on the gum line, it does cause it to become red and inflamed, and it does start bleeding. This is what we call gingivitis. It's the first stage of gum disease. There are also other factors to consider. Anything that's not meant to be in the mouth, like an overhanging filling, which is a filling that hasn't been contoured well enough, so it kind of irritates the gum because it's sticking out. You can also, when you have crowns and bridges and stuff like that, you have to make sure you keep them really, really clean because it's not natural, and the gum doesn't like anything that's not natural in your mouth. Also, when you have overcrowding teeth, when your teeth are tight together, when they're in an awkward position, it makes cleaning difficult, and a lot of people do experience bleeding around these areas. Any sign of bleeding will lead to gum disease eventually. If the plaque is not removed, it can lead to recession. Recession is when your gum moves down and you lose gum. It's basically when the plaque is on the gum line and the gum's like, oh my god, there's something here, I don't like it, irritates the gum. So the gum tries running away from the plaque and it kind of moves down to protect itself. It also sends signals to the bone, and it's like, hey, there's trouble up here, we need to get away from it. And that's how gum disease starts, when your gum and your gum and the bone start receding, and you start losing bone as well. And you can never get gum back, so it's very, very important. So making sure you're cleaning the gum line at all times when you're brushing. You need to think of your teeth as a pot plant. The soil is the gum and the plant is your teeth. If you don't take care of the soil, if you don't water it and make sure it's healthy, the plant's not going to grow, and it's exactly the same with the teeth. You have to start from the bottom up, making sure your gum is always clean. Stay tuned for part 2. We're going to discuss how to prevent your gums from bleeding. Please don't forget to like and subscribe my YouTube channel, Dental Chronicles.